Welcome to the Money in the Bank 2023 recap. I'm a little bit late. Better late than never. And again, if you listen closely, that ain't bacon sizzling in your frying pan. It's the sound of rain falling on leaves. So I don't know what kind of bacon you're eating. All right, here we go. Let's just get into it. Damian Priest defeats Logan Paul, Shinsuke. Anyways, he won the Money in the Bank. And it should have been LA Knight, in my opinion. I love Damian Priest. I'm going to talk about something maybe in a separate video. I don't know as to why that is weird. But the match was really nice. I really much enjoyed it. And it was great. To me, the E was put in WWE. It was entertaining. And that's the main thing. This was probably one of my favorite pay-per-views in a while, or premium live events. It was just some good times. There's a lot of memorable moments. And yeah, very happy. Logan Paul. You know what I like about Logan Paul? Let me make sure I remember everybody that was in here. Butch, LA Knight, yeah. Logan Paul, what's cool about him is it's kind of interesting to see. Is he a heel? Is he a face? Is it called a tween? When you're sort of like in between? Get it? I'm not too sure. But it's cool because if some fans reach out to him as he's walking down the aisle, he'll shake their hand. Heels usually don't do that. And he'll always usually reference audibly, yelling out at the crowd, "Love you guys," or, "Thank you to those who love me." Like, he's always saying like a little something positive. And I kind of like that. He's like an in-between. It almost separates him a little bit from the rest of your stereotypical superstar. And I just think, like I said, he fits right in. We can think what we want of him on a personal level if you think you know him, based on what you've seen and heard. And I get it. I have mixed feelings, but in the end, I'm just glad that he's there. He's definitely holding his own. Just wanted to share that with you. Now, this makes me happy. And I know I've said this a million times, practically every video. I always have to bring it up because every time I look into Reddit or Twitter, there's always mention about it. Except for Liv, which is good. The whole, "Oh, just another pretty face with no talent." I'm like, this ain't the era with Stacy Keibler. I like Stacy Keibler. Nice person, right? Part of an iconic era in WWE, but very bluntly put, didn't really bring much to the table, if anything at all. Okay? This here is like the total package. This is like the talent in the ring. This isn't just like, "Oh, here we go, click," just a bunch of pillow fights and, whatever kind of mud wrestling stupid things they used to have the women do. Because I hear a lot of comments constantly. The women's wrestling is crap. It's crap. They haven't excelled much since they were considered divas and all this sort of stuff. And, for many years, and I'm recapping, catching back up on a lot of matches that I would skip through, got the results because I was busy and I was just going through a phase for a while where I wanted to be in the loop with wrestling, but I was fast forwarding every match practically, listening to all the promos. I'd listen to all the promos. I'd listen to storylines, but I wasn't really actually watching any of the matches, whether it was men, women, whatever. Okay, and I still, like I said, up until recently, in recent history, was like, oh, is this going to be a bra match or a strip match, like with or make you bark like a dog? Like I'm still, because that was one of the last times I would actually pay attention to all the matches. And I'm telling people now, you gotta pay attention because there's some really fantastic wrestlers, superstars, whether they're men or women. It's just incredible. And with the whole thing with Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, apparently something about Ronda Rousey, she's like in her last run or something like that. I'm not too sure with the WWE. She already made her money when she was in the UFC. She always wanted to dip her toes into the WWE universe. She did it. She's been around for a good couple years. on and off. So that was something that was unexpected. So Shayna attacked Ronda, and then they went in for the kill. But she had a legitimate injury to her shoulder, I think it was. But the script was saying her ankle, or I had read it was her ankle. Either which way, apparently it was a real non-scripted injury. And this makes me happy. This is a really good duo, in my opinion. One of the best, I think, I've seen in a very long time in the women's division. So this right here is like, this is it. That was really, really good. I really enjoyed the match. And, sorry, it's just, you see this and you see that, and then it's just like, okay. But yeah, I didn't see that coming, but this is like the whole Trish turning on, you think you're better than me, blah, blah, blah. But supposedly, it is her that got her really into wrestling, I had read. So, there you have it. Now, this was pretty cool. Gunther defeats Matt Riddle. This is a great match. I love Gunther. I love Matt Riddle. And I'm so happy, more than the match itself, Drew McIntyre is back. This is going to sound bad, but I didn't want him to go to AEW. I'm tired of every goddamn WWE wrestler, superstar. It's like their plan B. Oh, it didn't work out here. Let's go to AEW. Not that there's anything wrong with AEW. Just like, come on now. I'm still in that whole thing where he's friends with Sheamus. That bromance that they have. I'm still wanting to see if they relive that. But he's trying to go after the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know what they're doing with Sheamus, but I want him to be a Grand Slam champion. It's all that he's missing. So this whole thing, again, incredible, incredible match. Man, Gunther's amazing. And so is Riddle. I mean, it's just... It was one of my favorites of the night. It really was. And this moment, for me, meant a lot because, he had gone through, like, a lot of stuff in his early career. And, then he was with Jinder Mahal and Wendy's boy there. I forget his name. Keith, not Heath Ledger. Something. But he was part of 3MB, and it was just like, oh boy. Anyways, the Celtic Warrior. I love it. Matt Riddle's hair was cool too, here in the double braid. That was interesting. Yeah, this was just awesome. And then the Claymore kick to Gunther. Yeah, that was something. Now, excuse me. Cody Rhodes defeats Dominic Mysterio. I mean, it was cool that nobody else got involved except for Rhea Ripley. Her hair was dynamite. It looked really good. It was an interesting match. I mean, the one-on-one, you're at a premium live event. You're supposed to kind of up the ante a little bit and try to put on a better show. And I do find this now that I'm really paying attention. Every second of every minute of every hour of wrestling. I swear, it's like they purposely somehow turn on a switch, oftentimes, in a premium live event, and they crank it up and go, oh, wow, like, holy shit. It's almost like they dumb it down on purpose during a Raw and a SmackDown, and then a PLE comes out, okay, come on now, show them what you can really do. And, yeah, I mean, Dom held his own in there, like he, selling the moves, taking the bumps, you gotta really remember that. It's more than just standing around and that's it. Like, there's a lot to it. And when he did the Cody cutter, like, you gotta be on board or you're gonna make him look bad. And you really have to work as a team, even though you're individually working against each other, right? So, yeah, he did well. I wouldn't say impressed because I expected his level of whatever it is you want to call it that was in there. He's really grown, like I said, and I feel like lately Now that it's not all about Ray and, you know, all this stuff, he's just really coming into his own. And it's just really nice to see. Not my favorite match of the night, but that's okay. That's okay. I was happy I watched it and I wasn't left going, ugh. Because that does happen sometimes. So yeah, this was really nice. That's a perfect shot right there where he goes, bam. Yeah, it was great. They didn't show Rhea Ripley's hair. She looked really, really good. I really liked that hair that she had there. And then John Cena comes back to give WrestleMania, respect, to London, and an attitude adjustment at Grayson Waller. I like Waller because he's good at his role, but he drives me nuts. I'm not a huge fan of him. I say this all the time, but at least I'm consistent for now until something changes. I still don't know. So is it going to be coming to London, the WrestleMania? He didn't, he kind of said we need to bring it back. He didn't say it is coming, but it was just nice to see. I never tire of Cena, me personally. And it was really cool how he addressed the crowd and goes, wow, you didn't say I sucked. You actually said my time is now. You can't see me, you know, and it was just it was really cool to see that because that crowd, man, holy macaroni and cheese, just like in Costa Rica and other places, they really, really change the whole vibe. It's just amazing. You hear the commentary, you hear the crowd, and it adds to it. It really does. So it was really, really cool to see that. This was awesome. The Money in the Bank, man. Io Sky defeats everybody. Becky Lynch, Selena Vega, Bayley, Trish, Zoe Stark. And to me, I'm like, this is one of these. This was one of my favorites to win it. It was. Yeah. It was. Had it been Bayley or Zelina, no offense, I would have been like, seriously? Becky, I would have been like, how original. This felt to me like this was the right choice. And I like how it ended, you know, with the handcuff thing. And there was that move. It was just insane from Zelina Vega. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know. Can she really do much in the ring? And she pulls off something like that, which goes back to what I had said about sometimes I swear PLE and people just crank things up. I'm going to be straight with you right now. This ladder match, the Money in the Bank ladder match, this was better for me than the men's ladder match. It was. It left me going more, oh, wow. Right? For me, at least. I was just, wow, floored. Again, goes back to what I said earlier in the video. Really pay attention to the women's division. Don't skip it. I truly feel like you're going to be missing out on some incredible, incredible moments that rival the men's. Not that it's a competition, but this is not the early 2000s. This is not the Attitude Era, right? So, but yeah, that was really, really good. And then, of course, Seth, Finn Balor. Kind of figured they weren't going to switch championships already with him. So part of that kind of made me go, because when something's predictable or you're unsure, if you're unsure, I find it's a little bit more exciting. Because I knew what the outcome was going to be. For me, it lost a bit of steam, but I was still incredibly excited and happy that I watched the entire match. I mean, it was great. It's Finn Balor and Seth. I mean, some people call Seth mid. And I'll give you a super kick in the mid. But yeah. That's actually a really good shot right there. I could use that as my wallpaper or something like that. Yeah, really enjoyed this. Like I said, as I just keep recapping, 'cause it's been a couple of days since I've seen it, and I'm trying to hope I remember all the little details there. It's not as fresh in my head there. Yeah, this was one of my favorite pay-per-views in a long time. It really, really was. And then, of course, to end the night, I hope I didn't miss anything here. I'm going by WWE here that they put everything up that needs to be put up. So Jay and Jimmy end the Bloodline Civil War. And Jay pinned Roman for the first time since December of 2019. So around the time COVID started is when Roman decided, I'm not going to get pinned. I don't want people getting too close to me. I'm trying to be funny. I don't know if it's working. But this was great. This was a great match. And the other reason why it was great and why I was on the edge of my seat, okay, is because I didn't know who was going to win. I didn't know if Solo was going to turn. There's that moment where Roman's like, come on, tag me, and Solo was kind of hesitating. So it's not necessarily that that was a better match than the Seth-Finn Balor one, but because there was so much like unexpectedness, Jimmy could have turned on one another. Like, I just didn't know. This could have gone multiple ways. And as a result, it drew more hype for me, if you know what I mean by that, right? And that's why, to me, building hype and not making things predictable can be very important. So yeah, I was very much into this match. And I just realized with all of that, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were in the bleachers there watching. And it didn't dawn on me until after. They didn't even end up defeating. They didn't even end up defending their title because the tag team division just wasn't present. I mean, they're not even listed here in the relevant superstars that were a part of the match. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. I would have liked to have seen a 5-minute little something, or maybe the two of them coming out to congratulate the Usos, and maybe the Usos eyeing down at the belts going, hey, you know, we're the longest reigning tag team champions in the last 100 years? No, that was Gunther's Intercontinental reign, the longest on 100. I can't remember. But the point is, that could have been cool. It could have been cool. But yeah. I mean, yeah. Really enjoyed it. Hopefully I covered all the moments there, which is why I love this cheat sheet, because I get to see everything here, all the highlights, to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Senor Money in the Bank. Just kind of looking. No, it looks like I got everything. If I missed something, by all means tell me. Plus it adds to the algorithm when people comment and do some engagement with my videos. So as always, if you liked it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. And if you didn't like it, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half, twist it, and I'll break off these 2 fingers off in your ass. Well, maybe not theirs, because I don't want to get double super kicked. Plus, I like the Usos. I've always loved them. They're amazing. One of my favorite tag teams ever of all time. The Usos and fucking Fashion Police. It's not a joke. I'm going to address this in another video as to why there's some bullshit behind that and the whole not pushing LA Knight because of his age. Stay tuned for that video. I'm going to record that right now. So by the time you see this, if you made it this far, thank you so much. That's great. That's amazing. And book a doctor with your psychologist. Book an appointment with your psychologist, which is technically a doctor. ADHD, I'm going off the rails here. And I'm going to explain to you right now after I upload this. I'm going to record this. It's going to be like a 5-minute video, if that. And I'm going to upload it and then let me know what you think about that as well, if you want to tune in. If more than one video from my channel is too much for you in a 24-hour period, trust me, I get it. I get it. Did I say if you want to subscribe, great. If not, whatever. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.